Today we're going to talk about how to use your MPC to your advantage when you're making drum beats. I have assigned a different sound to each of these 8 pads. The bottom 8 pads. So typically somebody would hit a kick drum and some snares and try to record that, maybe quantize it so that it's on time, or arrange it with the step sequencer and make a new track, and they'll go back and add other drums over those tracks and quantize them or not in order to eventually build a beat. Today I'm going to tell you how to take advantage of your setup here so that you can build beats in a different way, so that you have more control over what you're doing and how you're doing it. Okay, so I've made a simple setup here on my pads where each of these 4 pads has the same sound. I kind of tuned each one a little bit different, and each of these 4 pads has the same sound also. So they basically all sound the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a sequence just with my hands through these 8 pads. That's a simple way in real time to set up your pads so that you can keep time naturally. So this takes advantage of the setup of the pads, which is purposely set up in a 4 pattern matrix so that you can easily keep time. And you can assign any sound to any of the pads and set up your drum pattern right on the pads. Which gives you a lot more power over your drum sound and your sounds and how you're going to arrange your music. Okay, so I added a hi-hat sound and I switched my left track here so that I have a bass drum, a snare, bass drum, snare. And these are hi-hats and then a bass drum. Then I'm going to alternate between the 2. Okay, so I put some other random sounds over here on these other pads, so I can hit these. If I want to use a different sound from one of these, I can move over there. Obviously it'll be pretty similar if I just go on these 4 pads on the bottom, and then these. So you can switch it up. Okay, so here's the same setup. I went into the parameters of each individual drum and adjusted them a little bit differently, and I went into my effects and I put slightly different effects on each drum sound to give you an example of what kind of advantage you gain from this system.